We're here live under the mat radio here at Chaos in Carroll County 3. This is your host Tech with
lead correspondent, the sensational one, Shin-Blade, Sean Hands.
Most importantly, the man in the middle of us is the man himself, 1996 Olympic gold medalist for the United States, Mr. Kurt Angle, former WWE superstar and current Impact star.
And current TNA champion.
Yes. So how you feeling today, sir?
I'm good, man. It was great to come down to Baltimore and let off some steam and see the young talent wrestle. It was fun to watch.
Yes, it is. If we can say, we saw you talk to the wrestling team here, the Liberty wrestling team, Liberty High School wrestling team. I myself was an amateur wrestler since 8. I definitely applaud your work, and I applaud you talking to the youngsters. And if you may, let us know some of the tips you give young folks that's trying to wrestle.
You know, I told the amateur wrestlers here that, you know, what comes out of wrestling is what you put into it. You know, it's about hard work. You're not going to just win titles in amateur wrestling. It's not fun. There's no fun in it except when you get your hand raised. So why the heck are you doing it? But the reason they do it is because they do want to win and they want to be successful. But what wrestling can do is prepare you for life. And more than any other sport, it's so tough, it's so grueling, and you get very little. You have to put in a lot to get very little back. But it teaches you work ethic. It teaches you to go for things and to keep going and not giving up. And that's what I told them. That's why they're there. And whether you win or lose, remember, you're going to take a lot with you later on in life.
Yes, I definitely love that.
Well, I have to say, Kurt, I'm a big fan of your Facebook page. I'm a big fan of you, too. And I have to say that every day on my Facebook timeline, you have something inspirational to say to the students and to the kids of America, let alone the whole world. Then also, you opened up a school or a training session, I think? Well, can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, I have a wrestling school in Pittsburgh. We just started up. It's with my brothers and my nephews. It's Angle's Wrestling School, and it's for amateur wrestlers. I've had a lot of people on Twitter and Facebook ask me, hey, is this a pro wrestling school? No, it's not a pro wrestling. This is Olympic wrestling. This is wrestling for kids. It's what I always wanted to do. I wanted to go back to my roots and do what I love. And, you know, people ask me, will I ever train pro wrestlers? Yes, I will. I just have to get established in my amateur wrestling before I start being pro wrestling. But I have a lot to give back to the youth with my knowledge, with my wisdom, both in amateur and pro wrestling. But I want to start with amateur wrestling first.
Yes, and if I ask you real quick, Mr. Angle, is if the current Kurt Angle now, 2015 Kurt Angle, got to meet Kurt Angle 10 years ago, 2005, what would you tell younger Kurt Angle?
What the hell are you doing? Slow down, man. You learn so much. You get smarter. You realize with experience that you do a lot of stupid stuff when you're young, and you're doing it to prove to what. You know, what it comes down to is when you go in there and you have a match. It's how you tell that story. It's not all the acrobatics you do. It's how you tell the story and how you put it together. And the psychology is so important. I learn now to slow down. I can give these fans what they want to see, but I don't have to give them too much. When you go overboard, that's when you start getting hurt. That's what I got caught up in. When I left WWE, I broke my neck 4 times in 2.5 years, and I was stoked, man. I was burned out, and I just needed a different look. And I just really abused myself. I always wanted to have the best match on the card. I always did have the best match on the card, and it got me in trouble because I was always doing too much.
Well, I have to say, you know, you say you're always doing too much, but to me, I think you was just doing normal. And the fact that fans loved you, you got over it, and I watch your TNA work. You and Bobby Lashley has been going to miles and everything. And then I heard in an interview a couple years ago that you like to put the young talent over. And we had AJ Styles on my road trip video, my shy blog, and also on the show, and he talked about it. Now, can you tell us, within everything you have done, which has been extraordinary, aside from winning the 1996 Olympic gold medals with a broken freaking neck.
Yes, freaking neck.
Broken freaking neck. Can you tell us and the fans of Under the Mat Radio the greatest accomplishment ever?
In pro wrestling?
Yes, in pro wrestling. And also life too.
That's tough. You know, you want to say it's the world titles. I won 14 of them. The first one was always the best because against The Rock, it showed what my legacy could be in pro wrestling, how much ability I had at that point in time. I didn't know how good I was going to be, and when I won that, it gave me kind of a stamp of approval of, okay, you're on your way. So that's always the most special one. But for me, it's not titles, it's about having the best matches. And over time and time again, over and over, I've done incredibly well having most successful matches. But the ones that I remember most are the Chris Benoit 2003 Royal Rumble submission match. It was in Boston. It was just wow. 36 minutes of just pure wrestling submission. You don't get that anymore. It just doesn't happen. But that, and then just the wrestling I did with Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 21.
My favorite.
Undertaker No Way Out 2006. Brock Lesnar SummerSlam, probably better than the WrestleMania match. But it goes on and on. Eddie Guerrero, Triple H, The Rock, Stone Cold. AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Bobby Roode, Bobby Lashley. I actually had a better career in TNA than WWE, and that nobody, not a lot of people know that because the WWE fans didn't see those matches. But I had a better career in my last half of my career than I did in WWE, and that's like crazy because my first 6.5 years in WWE, nobody can compare to that in that short period of time. I was the man, and I'm not bragging about it, I just was, and I got better, and you just know, and I can tell you guys this, the older you get, as long as you stay healthy, the better you get because you get smart and you realize when to give these fans, what to give them at the right time, and it started clicking right when I left WWE, like, wow, I'm getting better, and I'm getting even better every year. Right now, at 46 years of age, I'm still having some incredible matches. Bobby Lashley, wow, the matches we had, he's a beast, and he's a great talent. And it was good to have those matches with him at this point in my career, because we all know I'm near the end of my career, but as long as I can have these types of matches, I'm not going to give up yet.
Yes, and at the end of the day, Mr. Angle, we can say that if anybody wants to defeat or go against you saying you are the man, all you're going to say, look, I'm an Olympic freaking gold medalist. Yes. The end. How many people in life can compare to that? You're the epitome of not only wrestling itself, but winning the zenith of Olympic wrestling and amateur wrestling. So
yeah, remember this though. I was an Olympic gold medalist.
Yes, you was.
Okay. That was 19 years ago, but I'm still going strong. I'm all right.
And just want to say real quick before we close up, Mr. Angle, is you're at the twilight of your career. And if you could end your career against anybody, WWE, TNA, IWGP, Japan, all over, who would it be? Who would your last match be against?
My dream match ain't gonna happen, but it would be Bret Hart or Ric Flair in their prime. But throwing that out of the way, it's tough. I've already wrestled Brock. I'd like to again. There are guys I haven't wrestled in TNA like MVP. Man, he's a great talent.
I'm waiting for that one.
But ultimately, I think, I don't know if it'll ever happen, but Daniel Bryan.
Huh. There you go. Shout out to Daniel Bryan.
I think us together with our chemistry would be freaking off the hook. And I think he knows it too.
Well, Kurt, it's been a real honor, and it's been a milestone for my career as a lead correspondent Under the Mat Radio, and that's why I shake your hand.
It's a milestone in Under the Mat Radio's career too. To have you. Shout out to NSC Game Boy, who's at home, is getting ready for the fight. And you're one of his favorite wrestlers of all time. And real quick,
who's your pick?
Who's your pick?
Oh gosh, oh man, I'll say this again one last time, and obviously the fight's going to happen very soon. I want Pacquiao, but I don't think he's going to win.
Exactly what I said.
Mayweather, come on guys, Mayweather, all right, in their prime, I don't know who would win. Right now, I got to give Mayweather. I just don't think these guys, I think these guys are still primed, but they're not in their prime. I just think Mayweather has the edge right now. But I don't want him to win, but he's that good. So.
So with that being said, Mr. Angle, we thank you much.
Thank you guys.
And this is Under the Mat Radio. This is your host, Tech.
And the sensational one, Shin-Blade, closing out with the shy hands.
Signing off.